Celtics lost a potential suitor for Jrue Holiday on Sunday when the Magic traded for Desmond Bane. I'd imagined a deal where KCP came back to Boston. That allowed the Celtics to move off Holiday, and perhaps that would have returned at least one draft asset to Boston or offset some of the savings. Player return similar to Cole Anthony and KCP remains the most likely outcome for Boston in similar trades. And while 5 firsts isn't on the table for the veteran, 3 years and $104 million through age 37 in Holiday, the Celtics have signaled they're not in the business of giving players away, Holiday included, or attaching draft picks to move off them. Did the Bane trade make it more or less likely we'll see Holiday move? There's now a smaller number of Holiday suitors, still headlined by the Mavericks, whose Holiday interest was reported last month. Kyrie Irving will reportedly decline his player option, and if he takes less than his current $43.9 million deal in year 1, Dallas could have just enough wiggle room to trade PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, and a smaller salary like Max Prosper to Boston. The Celtics don't actually save any money in deals like this, so pulling a third team with cap flexibility or trade exceptions like the Nets could become necessary to offset salary. If Brooklyn likes the idea of taking one of Washington or Gafford from Boston to reroute them for more draft capital from another team, maybe it won't cost the Celtics significant draft compensation to do so. The Celtics save $15 million here and would only need 1 or 2 smaller moves to dodge the second apron after. Of course, Dallas has cheaper reported options in Lonzo Ball and Chris Paul, who's a free agent, and would likely need to make additional moves to sign Cooper Flagg and Kyrie Irving later. The Clippers can send a similar array of players on 1-year contracts if they strike out on Kevin Durant. Bogdan Bogdanovic can play on the wing for part of next year and be moved later if he succeeds. Chris Dunn could replace Holiday in the backcourt rotation for now. Drew Eubanks and Cam Christie could be rerouted almost immediately, since the Celtics need roster spots for their own free agents. All 4 of those players are on 1-year deals effectively. Celtics could simply pursue a trade with a team like the Hornets trying to take a step forward, reuniting Holiday and Charles Lee, who've played together on 2 teams including Boston, while simply taking back some smaller expiring deals. No picks likely change hands in a trade like this. I've also thought about some bigger trades that accomplish both short-term financial and long-term roster building goals. If the Celtics actually get valuable players back, would they be more willing to part with draft picks, particularly their 28th and 32nd selections in this year's draft? Tobias Harris and Isaiah Stewart would qualify as impact rotation players who keep Boston competitive, while Detroit acquires veterans and champions in Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis as a relatively low-cost team this summer. It's my favorite of the potential Holiday deals, which are admittedly limited, and could force the Celtics to make some difficult decisions elsewhere if teams demand draft compensation to take on Holiday. That's why I didn't love the extension they gave him in 2024, but it might have been the cost of trying to repeat in 2025.